Hello, welcome to Digital Farm TV Rural News. I'm Andy Walker. New South Wales sheepman, vet and agri-politician James Jackson says policing animal welfare is a job for government and should not be shopped out to the RSPCA, which he describes as leaning towards veganism.
We don't think the RSPCA actually has earned, or with their actions of recent, they've lost the right or the authority and the respect of livestock producers, and they're moving certainly to the left or to the vegan, over to the vegan side. They're more animal liberationists than animal welfare advocates.
The Guyra-based producer successfully sponsored a controversial motion at last week's New South Wales Farmers Conference to have regulatory powers for commercial livestock removed from the RSPCA. The full interview with James Jackson is live on this page today. It's official. Weeds are costing New South Wales primary producers around $1.8 billion out of a gross value of production of around $15 billion per year, according to a new high-level report. New South Wales Natural Resources Commissioner Dr John Kennery has told the Digital Farm that his agency's final report on strategic weed management has been handed over to the New South Wales Minister for Primary Industries.
The farm gate value of agricultural production in New South Wales is about $15 billion in an average year. So we're talking about cost to farmers of $1.3 to $1.4 billion out of a total farm gate value of 15. So it's a very, very big issue and a big cost. The cost to farmers is in the obvious one, which is in sprays and the cost of applying chemicals, but an even larger amount is in the lost productivity, particularly in the pasture industries.
The final report was informed by more than 300 public submissions. John Kennery discusses the review, the findings and recommendations in an exclusive interview on this page today. The National Broadband Network Company this week announced the NBN Co Satellite Support Scheme, a new initiative to boost the number of broadband connections for Australians who cannot access existing broadband services. The NSS scheme is available now and will connect to up to 9,000 additional premises in remote and regional mainland Australia and Tasmania until the expected launch of NBN Co's long-term satellite service next year. NBN's John Simon said that with high demand for broadband in regional areas, this initiative was essential to providing a reliable service to families and businesses. Federal President of the Isolated Children's Parents Association, Judy Newton, described the new NSS scheme as common sense measures that would mean a great deal for families in the bush, especially for students and teachers who needed broadband for lessons. Across in Western Australia, Cooperative Bulk Handling Chief Andy Crane and Bungie boss Chris Orcott have hit out at grains handling red tape as they prepare to go head-to-head in storage, handling and port operations. Dr Crane and Mr Orcott both questioned the need for a new mandatory code of conduct on port access in a deregulated industry, warning over-regulation would push up costs, the Countryman reports. The federal government is set to introduce a mandatory code at the end of September as one part of abolishing the National Wheat Export Marketing Act. Dr Crane was a key member of the B20 group of business leaders who last week called for more investment in infrastructure, cuts in red tape and removal of trade barriers to boost global GDP. The B20 recommendations will now go to the G20 meeting in Brisbane in November. Long-life Australian dairy products with high nutritional value will soon be available in Australia and overseas thanks to a major new research initiative. The new Australian Research Council Dairy Innovation Hub will assist processors develop new products to meet surging local and international demand for high-quality dairy products. Associate Professor Sally Grass of the University of Melbourne said the initiative brought together Australia's leading dairy research groups in a 5-year, $13 million program. Potential new products could include butter and dairy blends with improved taste and spreadability, lactose-free and reduced fat, long-life milks that really do taste like real milk, and longer-life yogurts. Kale shortage, Oh, cow shortage. That's the next story.
Go back, you said lactose. It's lactose.
Lactose. Oh yeah, actually I think you're right. Yeah. Do you want me to go from the top?
Oh, just from that sentence
All right, all right,
to the end.
righto. Lactose. Potential new products could include butter and dairy blends with improved taste and spreadability, lactose-free and reduced fat, long-life milks that really do taste like real milk, and longer-life yogurts. The ever-increasing popularity of the brassica kale has resulted in a worldwide shortage of the vegetable, according to one of the world's largest seed suppliers. Tony Hubbard from the Netherlands-based Bijo Seeds told ABC Rural this week that he had seen individual seed varieties increase in popularity over the years, but nothing compared with the latest boom in consumer demand for kale. Demand had skyrocketed internationally and had caught the seed giant by surprise. The head of Coles Supermarkets Fresh Produce, Brad Gorman, said kale's growth had been off the charts. It was by far the chain's fastest growing consumer product. Finally this week, in the UK, controversial Mayor of London, Boris Johnson, has come up with a controversial solution in the war between oil and gas miners and landowners. British farmers and householders should be given ownership of the oil and gas beneath their farms and homes so that they had a commercial interest in supporting fracking, he said. Currently, the government grants licences to companies to explore for and produce oil and gas, while the owners of the land beneath which it lies have no right to share in the proceeds. Former Conservative MP and journalist Boris Johnson said the arrangement was a historical anomaly that was fueling opposition to fracking and causing paralysis in the exploration industry. Well, that's it for Digital Farm TV Rural News this week. I'm Andy Walker. Look forward to your company again next week. Bye.